Hello, I'm Tanya, Blue Jay Vintage. Sorry, I was just getting ready to take a drink and realized here we are. Please let me know how my sound is. My microphone didn't work the last time I went live. Got a green light though. So, I'm in California. I'm in Pleasanton, California. It's beautiful. The sun is just now coming out. We've had fog and clouds all morning. So we're finally getting some sunshine. So today I've got a few um, garlands that I want to do. I have been doing some product research and finding that spring and Easter garlands are people are looking for, and there's not a lot out there. So we're going to do that. I did last night sit and make a bunch of pom-poms and tassels. So actually, I tried to tag the product, but I can't even make a comment. That's weird. See if I can add it in now, if it'll let me. Paste. Done. Oh my goodness. Done. Save. It will not. Am I on my page? Like, what's going on? Sorry. Well, I will go in after. It is in my Amazon shop. So if you go to my link tree, amazonshop.com/bluejayvintage, this is the pom-pom maker I used. I'll try and add the comment in if a box ever pops up. But this one was like $7. I've used it for 2 days. And I did crack it right here, trying to take it apart. They looks like they're all the same. There's a couple others that are a little bit more expensive and a little bit sturdier plastic, it looks like. But I've used this one for 2 days. And I've only used this size and this size. I haven't used the other size, which they're pretty small. I was thinking a cute pair of pom-pom earrings for the really small one, but I am going to look at others because I have some ideas of things I'm going to do for my booth that I need to make pom-poms for. So the idea is you wrap your yarn around here, you wrap your yarn around here, and then you close them up. You cut down the center of both sides, and then you put a piece of yarn in there to tie it. Then you open it up and you have to take this apart. That's where I cracked it. You have to take it apart and then there's your pom-pom. So it'll still work. But I did that, and then tassels, I just used this box. I wrapped my yarn around the box, cut it at one end, tied it at the top, and then tied it around. So this was probably 2 hours worth last night while I was just sitting and watching TV with my husband. So it's a nice little, it's kind of that mindless stuff you just do. So we're going to use pom-poms and tassels. I'm not sure which yet. We're going to use some napkins. This is on my website. This is the Easter bundle. It comes in a pink and a purple that we're going to use for this project. And then I've got some other fabric I found at the thrift store yesterday, the yellow and this one, with a blue and yellow napkin. So this is an Easter bundle on my website. Well, welcome in, everyone. So the blue and yellow I'm going to do next. This time it's all about pink satin. This pink fabric I found at the thrift store yesterday, and some lace curtains. We're going to cut these up and make a beautiful garland out of them. So let me tilt you guys down and we'll get started. Let me know how my sound is. I just want to make sure my microphone's working. This I got at Michael's, I believe, a couple weeks ago. I've already used some of them for a different garland we did. So I'm pulling out 4 of this package of 16. So I have 1 left. We're going to decoupage, I think, 2 of these napkins onto the banner. I have already taken off the different plies on these. So we're going to do 2 of each color. And I'm not sure if we're going to put 4 in one banner, if we're just going to make 2 banners. That's what I haven't decided yet. So the napkin, you're going to get 4. This is the way it opens up. You're going to get 4 of them. I'm just going to cut. Since the plies are removed, I'm just going to cut what I want to use. And we'll save those for later. So I think we are going to cut right here on the fold. Oh, I must have something wet on here. My brush. That's what it is. So my Mod Podge. Welcome in, everyone. Get a good amount on my brush. I just washed this paintbrush this morning, so it's still loaded with water. Okay, so we've got our Mod Podge down. Now we're going to add our napkin. Oops. I didn't even get it straight. I kind of just lay it out, get some of those air bubbles out. I didn't go up high enough. Hi, Miss Tracy. I need to put some Mod Podge under this part, so it will lay down. There we go. Now we'll just go over the top really gently. And we'll get these to dry. I like, excuse me, I like having some of this crinkle in there. To me, it makes it look a little bit more vintagey. So we'll just set that one to the side, let that dry. And we'll get some good coverage on this one. And get our napkin on. I like how his little face is almost like a little peekaboo. Of course, there's my dog. Thank you, Miss Denise. Our neighbor, we live in a court, and if our neighbors leave, our dog lets us know. Hey, Pumpkin, relax. Now, so there's our 2 pink ones. We'll let those dry. Let me wipe up my Mod Podge. And then we'll do our purple. Because I think I do want to mix the pink and purple pom-poms and tassels. I think. We may not. We may use this for something totally different. So we'll see how this comes out. Like, I've got it pictured in my mind and it seems so easy. It's just all these multiple steps. And they're simple steps. Like those pom-poms last night, that was kind of a no-brainer, just kind of stuff. Nope, I want that. Go over a little bit more. There we go. Gosh darn it, I did it again. Good golly. There we go. There we go. We'll just lay that out. And I'm not using fabric Mod Podge. Oh goodness. They spilled my water. And I got my napkin all wet. So let me get this on before I rip my napkin. I just laid it in water. It's like it's a Monday. Good golly. There. Now we'll just be liberal so I don't rip the napkin. And then we'll get this one done. Okay. Now we'll let these dry. And then we can get the rest of it kind of all done. I don't think I'm going to keep this pendant kind of shape. I think we're going to cut it, but I'm not sure yet. So we'll just set it to the side for right now. Now, I'm not sure if we want to throw in the purple or just this pink and hot pink. And I don't know if we want to mix tassels and pom-poms. So let me see what I've got. I made 4 of each. Pink. Let me just lay out what I have. Pink and pink. I made a fun little wall hanging out of the pom-poms. I took it to my new booth down in Modesto a couple of days ago. It was fun. It was a lot more work than I was thinking, because I saw them for sale for like over $100, and I thought, I can do that, but oh man, it was a lot of work. Okay, and here's my pink. Oh, I knew I made one too many of that. Look at that. And then one more purple. Okay. So then I did a mixture also of the yellow and blue to go with that other fabric that we did, or that I bought. So now I've got just a piece of twine that I looped one end, so that could be hung. Now, what I would like to do with this lace that I have cut, I just cut strips. I cut strips of this lace, strips of this satin. I need to cut some strips of this pink, and then also of this fabric. And then I think we just kind of do like an assembly line. Where's the end of this fabric? Let's see, we're gonna cut it about there. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna rip some of this fabric. Okay, so that is this one. Now we need to get, so this satin, there's a big, I think this was the end of a bulk. I'm gonna kind of cut around this. And I'm not even cutting a straight line. Okay, now I'm gonna just, instead of just cutting strips, I'm gonna kind of fold this, and then we'll just cut a couple strips out of this and then cut them to the size we need. That's my little cheat sheet shortcut. I had a good pair of fabric scissors. And that one, I'm gonna probably a little too thick for my scissors, but that's okay. Okay, now I need to determine like how long. I don't think I want them very long. So we're gonna go about there. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball a couple pieces. We'll get that cut. Let's move these. And we'll get a few of these cut to the length I want. And then we can just start tying them on. I'll kind of match. Let's see. Move those there. This is the hot pink. We'll just get a few cut and then we'll kind of just put it together. And then this one. I'm going to kind of just use what I have and then make it look like, thirds or fourths. And then we'll cut all the loops. Then we'll have our pieces. Okay. Now, my garland, here it is. We are going to start, I think for this, we're not going to do the tassels, just the pom-poms. So when I cut my pom-poms, I left the strings long so I could figure out what I wanted to do with them. So you could use a needle and then poke it right through. I'm going to tie them on. That way they can kind of slide around if I need them to. We'll just tie it in a double knot. I don't even think I've shaped these yet. I'll do that probably at the end. And then that's when I'll cut all the ties off and everything. So we did one. Now we'll do this pretty pink satin. We'll just tie in a knot. And we'll do this hot pink satin. Get it all to fold down the same way. And this will slide also. Then we'll do our fabric. Thanks, Miss Tracy. I love the pinks for springtime. See how I'm all uneven? I'll wait till the end and then I will cut them all how I like them. This is just kind of assembling them. Then this is our curtains we found at the thrift store. And since I'm only doing a single knot, it's very easy to take them off if you don't like how it looks. So far, we've got this. Now, this is where I'm going to want one of these. So what I need to do, they're still not completely dry, but while it's wet, I'm going to take part of, I'm going to take my little needle, and then I will use twine to put this where I want it afterwards. I'm not going to mess with it while it's still wet. I'm going to trim this piece and I'm going to trim this piece. So it's just going to look like a square. That's then going to go right here. So we pretend that that's there. Then we'll do a pink one. I think actually we're going to stick with pinks. We're not going to put any, you know what? I think we're just going to use the two pinks on this one. And we'll save the purple bunnies for the purple on a different garland. That's what we're going to do. So let's move these out of the way. I made that executive decision. So now we've got this part done. So we're going to put a bunny here. Then I think we're going to just start more fabric. So I'm going to duplicate what I did here. So we're going to do light pink, dark pink, stripes. Oops, that's one. I mean, that's two. Stripes and lace. And I like having these all bunched together. So you could spread them out. You could do fabric, these kind of things all the way across. I mean, garlands are so much fun and so easy to do. So now we're going to have our little bunny here. I think what we'll do then is we'll do no bunny right in the center. And then we'll start over and do one little bunny and then duplicate that at the end. Let's see how much. The twine I just kind of eyeballed and then cut the string. So we've got this section done. Let's make sure. Oh yeah, I cut extra. So we're going to have plenty more to do whatever it is we want. So from here, I'm going to duplicate what we did at that end. And then this section between this and the next pom-pom, we will put our second little bunny in there. So we did that one. Now we'll do this one. I can't believe we changed our clocks this weekend. Does everybody realize that? We are going camping next weekend, so I'm super excited. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees and sunny. This is that fabric I found at the thrift store. And then our lace. And then if I remember right, this is where we're going to put our next bunny. So I'll leave some room. I was even looking at beads to make some long strands to go in between. Michael's had some beautiful pink, like pearls. So that is now where our bunny is going to go. So then we'll put our next pink pom-pom. Then I'll tie this. Do that one. We do this one. Put them together. And our lace. So now that section's done. What did we do on we did pink, we did our stuff, and then we did this little pom-pom. So then this would be the end. So I just need to loop it so that we can hang it. I'm going to tie it in a second knot just to keep it secure. Now, to trim this, what I would do is I would tack up on my wall. I don't have a mantle that would hold this. I put 3 tacks on the wall, hang this up, and then I will come along and cut these up, cut all my fabric how I want it. See, I didn't, actually it's kind of cute, all different lengths, but you know, when they're like this, decide if you want them all different or if you want them all the same. Trim up these excess pieces here. That is our one little garland. Let's see if we can add these in. So this one is going to go right here. Oh, I have lost my twine. Well, let me get some more. Oh, here it is. Goodness. So let me trim this how I want it. And we're going to trim this bottom. Perfect. So now I'm just going to cut 2 little pieces. These are probably too long. So you could have this already dry and then just, you know, weed it through the hole. You know, I didn't want to wait for that. Clear out these holes. Let's see if we can poke this through. And I'm going to kind of tie it so that it can move like the rest of it. So if I need it to be closer together, I can slide it. And we'll trim this excess and do the same thing on the other side. So now I just have to make the loops the same size as the other. Come on now, fingers work. Thank you, Miss Mary. I appreciate that. Like Easter is in just a couple weeks. It's kind of strange that since it's in March this year. So this one's going to be listed on my Etsy shop as soon as I get it all done up. So now we've got that section. Now you're going to go to this section and put the other one. Meanwhile, I'm trying to keep this one laying flat so that it dries that way. So this one I got a little off the side, so I'll just trim that off too. I mean, I could try and wrap it around, but it's just as easy to trim it off. And then I want to add some distressing ink to these also. Let's see, I don't think I poked these holes out yet. Let's see if this is long enough for me to tie it in there. That is good. Let's see if this one. That's good too. Okay. 2 pieces in place. My nails are a little too long. I need to get them cut. And I'm not so much worried about matching this to that one as I am to these two. And then tie this one into place. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now we'll trim these. And then we'll add some distressing ink while they're still a little bit wet. This piece. Come on now. Isn't this difficult? Okay. Get everything to slide away. There we go. So let's see what I've got. I've got the sprays, which is because they're still wet, that's what I would use the sprays. If you want to use the ink pads, just wait for them to dry. And then you can go across the whole thing. But I found these sprays and I love them. Get them all out so I can decide on what color. Oh, but also, oh, hold on. These stickers I found in my stash that I got at Michael's. I was thinking I might want to put those on also. Let's see what they would look like. How about this one? Nope. The color, it's probably gonna just blend in. How about right? Oh, that would be cute. A cute little crown on his little head. That's cute. I like that. Can't even see it hardly. So we just put the stickers on his head and his ears. Give him a little crown. And then I think these are all, they're too light. They will blend in too much. So we'll do the same thing over here. One big one right in the center. And two small ones. That one and this one. Okay. Now I've got tarnished brass, crackling campfire, pewter, speckled egg, peeled paint, and antique bronze. I think we're going to use those last three. Let's first try the peeled paint. I'm going to shake it until the little ball in there tells me that it's shaken. And I don't want the rest of my stuff this color, and I can overspray. I'm pretty good at that. So we're just going to cover where we don't want sprayed. Maybe this one doesn't have the little ball. So I'm going to do half a pump because that's going to go quite a ways. Oh, that's cute. Now, where did I put the other ones? This is the speckled egg. A little bit of blue. and just a half a pump. I think that's good. Less is more. So now I will try and wipe this up so it doesn't get anywhere else. And then lay these flat to dry. So that is all I'm going to do for that one. I'm also thinking that other one, since I've got the yellow and blue that matches that fabric so perfectly, I think I'm going to make a couple of these. This is the other 2 napkins that come in the set, and this was the fabric I found. So we're going to do this with blue and yellow pom-poms and do the same idea. And then I think I'm going to do a couple with just the fabric and all pom-poms, no bunny on there. That would be great for spring. You could leave it up longer. And the nice thing about this one is you could essentially trim these off, fill this in, and then you have Easter and spring when Easter's over. So now my small scissors are somewhere. There they are. I could probably trim up my pom-poms. We will at least trim the strings off. I know I can do that. And give it a good little fluff. And just see what little pieces are sticking out. I've even seen some people that are using, those really thick metal dog brushes, and then they are brushing the yarn out and it's fuzzing it, and that was really cute looking. I think that's good. I'll wait till I hang to cut my fabric. But I can fix this as long as I don't trim where it's tied on. We'll give it a good fluff. I see some sections we want to just trim. And then with all the different fabrics that are out there, or yarns, you could make some really fluffy ones. I got really thin, inexpensive yarn for these. I'm not even sure if the brand, I believe it was the Joann's brand, the Big Twist. This is how that one was, but it was in this same section. But if you get that fuzzy, I haven't done it yet, but I want to. That's why I bought this yarn. You can see all the little fuzzes on it. I think that would make such a pretty pom-pom. Thank you, Miss Mary. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for all things spring. So these 2 look good. Whoop, we're going to keep that flat. And then we'll trim these. So once I get it up on my wall and get it all trimmed up, I'll have some pretty pictures. This one is looking okay. And then this one is looking like it needs some help. I did catch myself pulling some of the centers out as I was trying to tie around the pom-pom. But that's only because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's perfect. I love all of these little colors, how they've turned out. we've got a few minutes. Let's start one of the other ones. Let me move these so they lay flat over here. Where am I going? Right over here. Oopsie, I'm still here. Okay, now we'll do a yellow and blue one. We'll do our napkins, except I don't know what I did with the bandana. Oh, here they are. Oh no, that's the purple one. Oh, I gotta get more bandanas. That's what it is. So what I think I'll do, I think we can use a piece of burlap. We'll just get a piece of burlap and use that as a template. Well, no. Oh, let's use the purple one. Let's just make a purple. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. This purple really kind of goes with this fabric also. But then so do these two. Let's see, what are we going to do? Let me think about this. I think we'll do one purple and one yellow. And then I'll just go get some more. That's what we'll do. So this yellow one, I have not pulled the plies off yet. I will usually just lick both of my fingers and it comes apart. I could use a piece of tape. This one is 2 plies. And they come off pretty easy. Now, that's my fabric scissors, but that's what we'll use. Now, my Mod Podge. I need another brush. Oh, this one's soaking wet too. Get that spread on there pretty good. I think we're going to go over the grommets and then we can just trim the top. There we go. Now we'll cover this back up and protect it. Hey, Miss Jessica, welcome. I'm kind of thinking also, I've got these wood blanks that I got from the dollar store, and using these instead of the banner, and then just having my husband drill a couple holes in the top. That will also give the garland a little weight. So if it's out somewhere on the back patio or something where it's windy. You could do the same thing here. Just drill a little hole right in there and hang it on your garland. You could also do a dowel. I need to paint this and then I'm going to do strands coming off. So it's going to be a hanger. So many things you can do with these pom-poms. I've gotten into this rabbit hole of pom-poms and now that's what we're doing. We're doing pom-poms and tassels for spring. But stay tuned. I will, as soon as that is dry, I'm going to hang it up, trim it up, and then I'll get some pictures and post them. So I appreciate y'all coming in and spending some time with me. I'm going to keep going, and I think this next one we're going to use tassels instead of pom-poms. I'm also going to find a better pom-pom maker. The one I got is in my Amazon shop, but if you weren't here for the beginning, I cracked it. It can still be used, but, and I'm also rough, you know, I'm just snapping it and going, and I was in a assembling that line mode last night. So thank you, Miss Mary. I appreciate it. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to do all the ones that I can, let them dry, and then I will assemble them later and get some more pictures of the other colors. So happy Thursday.